Clint Eastwood is an American actor, director, producer, and politician with a net worth of $375 million. He rose to prominence in the 1960s with his role as the man with no name in Sergio Leone's Western Dollars trilogy. Eastwood's portrayal of tough, gritty characters continued in films such as Hang 'Em High, 1968, and Dirty Harry, 1971, where he played the tough detective Harry Callahan. Throughout the 1970s and 1980s, Eastwood starred in many successful films, including The Outlaw Josie Wales, 1976, Every Which Way But Loose, 1978, and Sudden Impact, 1983. He also began directing, with notable films such as Play Misty for Me, 1971, and Unforgiven, 1992, which earned him 4 Oscars, including Best Picture and Best Director. In the 1990s and 2000s, Eastwood continued to act in and direct critically acclaimed films such as The Bridges of Madison County, 1995, Mystic River, 2003, and $1 Million Baby, 2004, earning him a second Best Director Oscar. His later roles include Gran Torino, 2008, and The Mule, 2018. Clint is also known for his deep personal and business ties to the Monterey Bay and the nearby city of Carmel, California. He even served as mayor from 1986 to 1988. Clint first came to the Monterey Bay area in the 1950s while serving in the military at nearby Fort Ord, overlooking the bay. In the early 1970s, he decided to shoot his directorial debut, Play Misty for Me, in this area. His long-standing film production company, Malpaso, is named after a local creek. Hang 'Em High earned Clint Eastwood $400,000 plus 25% of the net box office receipts. In 1968, he was offered $1 million to star in Coogan's Bluff, double his previous salary. He was also paid $750,000 for the film Where Eagles Dare, in 1968. Eastwood earned $12 million for his role in Every Which Way But Loose. In 1984, he was paid $5 million for his role in City Heat. In 1993, Eastwood was paid $7 million for his role in the Line of Fire. Eastwood owns a vast real estate portfolio, primarily in his home state of California. He owns a 15,000 square meter property in Carmel by the Sea with a construction cost of $20 million, a 6,136 square meter house in Bel Air, the 1,067-acre Rising River Ranch in Bernie, and another house adjacent to his primary residence in Bel Air. He also owns a 1.5-acre beachfront property in Maui and a 5,700 square meter house in Sun Valley, Idaho. Clint also owns and has owned several commercial buildings in the city of Carmel. He has donated significant properties to local nature preserves. In 1994, Clint paid $3.9 million to purchase a 5-acre plot of land in Pebble Beach, California. He sold this property, named Hacienda Este Madera, in 2017 for $9.75 million. Finally, he sold this house for $7 million in August 2018. In the early 1980s, Clint purchased a 500-acre undeveloped tract of land on the hills above Carmel and Monterey Bay. Over decades, he acquired adjacent properties to ultimately expand the current 2,040-acre area. He left the properties untouched for many years. Eventually, he planned to develop an exclusive private community while also serving as a large nature preserve. He eventually developed this land into a sustainable private club/community called Tehama. With only 90 home sites on 300 acres, over 85% of Tehama's area is preserved for nature. The golf course opened in 1999, designed by golf course architect Jay Morish. Membership in the club is strictly by invitation. Initial home sites were undeveloped and sold for prices ranging from $1.5 million to $6.25 million. More expensive plots are 10 acres with expansive ocean views. It's no surprise Clint reserved one of the best lots for himself. Clint developed his 16,000 square foot villa on a 14-acre plot, just minutes' drive from the club and main restaurant. If it were to be sold, it could easily fetch $15 to $20 million. In the late 1990s, Pebble Beach Golf Links was put up for sale by the Japan-based company Lone Cypress. Former Major League Baseball Commissioner Peter Uberroth got wind of the sale and quickly assembled an investment group. The first person he called was his good friend and neighbor, Clint Eastwood. Their third key partner was Richard Ferris, former CEO of United Airlines. Each of these three individuals invested $20 million into their venture. They then rounded up 132 minority private investors, including golf legend Arnold Palmer, who contributed between $2 and $10 million each. Although their final offer was $820 million, lower than the $1 billion figure offered by competitors, Lone Cypress accepted the deal because they agreed to close within 10 days. It didn't hurt that Clint was extremely popular in Japan at the time and could potentially lend some influence. The deal concluded in 1999. 2 decades later, the value of their investment had tripled. Clint Eastwood was born on May 31, 1930, in San Francisco. Nurses nicknamed him Samson at birth because he weighed 11 pounds 6 ounces. During the 1930s, his family frequently moved along the West Coast for his father's work. They settled in an affluent area in Piedmont, California, in the 1940s. The Eastwoods had a swimming pool, belonged to a country club, and owned more than one car. Clint was held back in second grade due to poor grades. He was expelled from Piedmont High School for writing a profane note on the school's sports scoreboard, among other disciplinary infractions. He then transferred to Oakland Technical High School. After graduating high school, Eastwood worked as a lifeguard, paperboy, grocery store clerk, golf caddy, and forest firefighter. He was drafted into the military during the Korean War. He spent his military service time working as a lifeguard at Fort Ord in Northern California. One fortunate moment Eastwood had in the Army was when he met Chuck Hill. Hill had connections in the entertainment industry and later introduced Eastwood to talent scout Irvine Glassberg, who in turn introduced him to director Arthur Leibine. Leibine was impressed by Eastwood's handsome appearance and demeanor. Seeing potential in Eastwood, Leibine suggested he attend acting classes. Eastwood took the advice and began auditioning. His breakthrough came with a role in the film Revenge of the Creature. He landed his first major role in the Western comedy Ginger Rogers. This led Eastwood to secure other roles, but it wasn't until 1959, when he was cast in the television series Rawhide, that his career truly took off. The show ran for 6 seasons and catapulted Eastwood to Western stardom. In 1964, Eastwood was cast in his first iconic role as the man with no name in Sergio Leone's A Fistful of Dollars. This character reappeared in For a Few Dollars More and The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. The film cemented Eastwood as a Western hero, and he continued to star in other Westerns such as Hang 'Em High, Paint Your Wagon, and 2 Mules for Sister Sarah. In 1971, he took on another iconic role in Dirty Harry. The film stirred controversy for its portrayal of law enforcement in the 1970s and also received criticism for its depiction of the African American community. Despite facing some intense backlash, Dirty Harry still became a cinematic classic. Eastwood made his directorial debut with Play Misty for Me. The film focused on a passionate affair. While not commercially successful, it was critically acclaimed and proved that Eastwood was more than just an actor. He continued to direct several films later in his career. He won Oscars for Best Director and Best Picture for both Unforgiven in 1992 and $1 Million Baby in 2004. Eastwood's biggest commercial successes were the action comedy Every Which Way But Loose in 1978 and its 1980 sequel Any Which Way You Can. Other notable films include The Outlaw Josie Wales. In 1976, Escape from Alcatraz, in 1979, Firefox, in 1982, Tightrope, in 1984, Pale Rider, in 1985, In the Line of Fire, in 1993, and The Bridges of Madison County, and Gran Torino, in 2008. Eastwood also directed films in which he did not act, including Mystic River, 2003, Letters from Iwo Jima, 2006, Changeling, 2008, Invictus, 2009, and American Sniper, 2014. Eastwood has directed 5 actors in Oscar-winning performances: Gene Hackman in Unforgiven, Tim Robbins and Sean Penn in Mystic River, and Morgan Freeman and Hilary Swank in $1 Million Baby. There were reports in April 2023 that Clint would direct and produce Juror No. 2, slated to be Eastwood's final film. Eastwood's Malpaso Productions has produced all but 4 of his American films. Eastwood married his first wife, Maggie Johnson, in 1953. During that marriage, he had an extramarital affair resulting in a child who was reportedly adopted. He had several affairs, including a 14-year relationship with Roxanne Tunis, who gave birth to his daughter Kimber in 1964. Johnson is said to have tolerated the open marriage she had with Eastwood. They had 2 children together. Kyle was born in 1968, and Allison was born in 1972. They divorced in 1984. In 1975, Eastwood began cohabiting with actress Sondra Locke. During Eastwood's relationship with Locke, he had 2 children, Scott, 1986, and Catherine, 1988, with flight attendant Jacelyn Reeves. When Locke and Eastwood split in 1989, she filed a palimony lawsuit. Eventually, the couple settled, with Clint arranging for Sondra to have a development deal at Warner Brothers. Sondra ultimately sued Warner and Eastwood, alleging the deal was a sham after the studio turned down all 30 projects she proposed and never used her as a director. Eastwood has a daughter, Francesca, 1993, with actress Frances Fisher. Eastwood married for the second time in 1996 to news anchor Dina Ruiz. They had a daughter, Morgan. The same year, Eastwood and Ruiz divorced in 2013. Since 2014, he has been seen with restaurant hostess Christina Sandera, but neither has confirmed the romantic relationship. Eastwood has been recognized with numerous awards and nominations for his work in film, television, and music. His widest recognition comes in the field of film, where he has received Academy Awards, Directors Guild of America Awards, Golden Globe Awards, People's Choice Awards, and many others. Eastwood is one of only 2 individuals to be nominated for both Best Actor and Best Director for the same film twice, Unforgiven and $1 Million Baby, the other being Warren Beatty, Heaven Can Wait and Reds. Alongside Beatty, Robert Redford, Richard Attenborough, Kevin Costner, and Mel Gibson, he is one of the few directors best known as actors to win an Oscar for directing. On February 27, 2005, he became one of 3 living directors, alongside Milos Forman and Francis Ford Coppola, to direct 2 Best Picture winners. At age 74, he is the oldest recipient of the Best Director Oscar to date. Eastwood has directed 5 actors in Oscar-winning performances: Gene Hackman in Unforgiven, Tim Robbins and Sean Penn in Mystic River, and Morgan Freeman and Hilary Swank in $1 Million Baby. On August 22, 1984, Eastwood was honored in a ceremony at Grauman's Chinese Theater to imprint his hand and footprints in cement. He received the AFI Life Achievement Award in 1996 and the AFI Honorary Award in 2009. On December 6, 2006, California Governor Arnold Schwarzenegger and First Lady Maria Shriver inducted Eastwood into the California Hall of Fame at the California Museum for History, Women, and the Arts. In early 2007, Eastwood was awarded France's highest civilian honor, the Legion of Honor, in a ceremony in Paris. French President Jacques Chirac told Eastwood that he embodied the best of Hollywood. In October 2009, he was honored with the Lumière Award, to honor the Lumière brothers, the inventors of the cinematograph, at the inaugural Lumière Film Festival in Lyon, France. This award recognizes his entire career and significant contributions to the seventh art. In February 2010, Eastwood was acknowledged with an Arts and Humanities Award by President Barack Obama. Obama described Eastwood's films as essays on character, harsh truth, and the essence of what it means to be American. Eastwood has also received at least 3 honorary degrees from universities and colleges, including an honorary Doctor of Fine Arts from Pacific University in 2006, an honorary Doctor of Humanities from South Carolina University on May 27, 2007, and an honorary Doctorate of Music from Berklee College of Music at the Monterey Jazz Festival on September 22, 2007. On February 26, 2009, Eastwood received an honorary Golden Palm Branch from the Cannes Film Festival in a grand ceremony in Paris. That same year, on July 22, he was honored with Japan's Order of the Rising Sun, gold rays with neck ribbon, for his contributions to enhancing Japan-US relations, by Emperor Akihito of Japan. Eastwood was awarded the Lifetime Achievement Golden Pine Award at the 2013 Samobor International Film Music Festival, alongside Ryuichi Sakamoto and Gerald Fried.